Hey guys, and welcome back to another video. Today is the grand finale of our creepypasta series. I can't believe it. I can't believe we've made it this far. And honestly, thank you all so much for sticking around throughout this entire series because it means so much to me, honestly. Words cannot describe how thankful I am for all of you guys who've stuck around, because we've covered every single creepypasta I've ever wanted to cover in this entire series, and now it's finally over. If you guys are unaware, when I started the series, I done a Despicable Me series, which is very, let's just say, outdated to my narration style, but like, you can still watch the originals, of course, but now it's going to be remastered. And I am so excited to get this video out because the time I'm recording this, it is the Sesame Street Very Hard mode is still not released and it's still work in production. But like at the time recording, it's not released, not finished, it's not edited. Well, it is recorded, it's just not edited, but I'm rambling at this point. But like, honestly, I cannot wait to start production, which is starting right now, for the Despicable Me finale of my creepypasta series. And in this creepypasta finale series, compilation, etc., like whatever you want to call it, we're going to be covering 5 creepypastas in one big, large session that's probably going to be on for like maybe almost 2 hours, maybe 3, I don't know. I forgot how long these creepypastas were. I know 2 of them are a half an hour long each. And the creepypastas I am going to be narrating over are Despicable Me, the Infinite Wrath of Gru, Despicable Me, the Impossible Might of Gru, Despicable Me, the Despicable Destiny of Gru, Despicable Me, the Impossible Might of Gru, and the finale, the final one, Despicable Me, Gruicide. And I can't believe it. Just so you know, all these creepypastas will appear in chronological order. I just want this to be a good send-off so you guys feel satisfied with this final video. And just so you know, no more creepypastas after this. It's going to be Let's Plays only, and maybe a new series if I can think of one. At the time currently, I can only think of Let's Plays. I don't know if I delve back into streams, probably not. It's not really my thing, but like, I really have been enjoying and having the time of my life reading these creepypastas. And again, thank you guys. I know this is just going to be like a snooze fest of me just thanking you guys. I really want it to feel special because, honestly, believe it or not, we've been spending a whole year preparing for this exact moment in the series, and it's now finally here, and I can't believe it. I'm just lost for words because I never thought we would get to this point. I thought I would have lost interest midway, but I don't really have much else to say other than just another thank you. But like, please don't beg or try and convince me to delve back into creepypastas because it's not happening. The editing takes a lot of time for these creepypasta videos. It's not just like cutting out and like doing some stuff. It takes quite a lot of effort and time to get these videos out, and it's quite exhausting, especially, hence why I don't do them like every single week. Also, if any of you guys got offended by this series, I really apologise here because this series can get a little offensive. I try to cut out the offensive parts really badly. Like, I try my hardest to make sure it's as not offensive as possible, but I want to keep the story, like, if there even is a story in the creepypasta, still intact. Just saying, if something happens to one of the videos or it gets age restricted or taken down, just keep in mind that's probably why, because they are quite offensive, they are quite inappropriate, they are quite ridiculous. But like, and again, I am rambling. Again, thank you guys. And sorry for the long intro, I just wanted to get everything off my chest. Get everything I wanted to say out of the way because this is the last one and we're never doing this again. And yeah, and with that being said, let's begin. Movies! are everywhere. Not just in the sense that they've become a big part of our culture, but you can also buy movies just about everywhere you go. There's movies in the grocery store. There's movies at the library. There's probably movies at the fucking truck stop. My nephew is obsessed with movies. He's not your typical kid who wants to play video games and sports all day. No, this kid can't get enough of cinema. He lives a pretty normal life. He's got good grades and quite a few friends who he invites to watch movies with him pretty frequently. But he spends most of his weekends watching films basically the whole damn time. I'd say he's a pretty mature kid for his age, and he's watched some stuff other 13-year-olds probably haven't. But like most kids and adults, let's not lie to ourselves, he loves animated movies. For whatever reason, he's obsessed with Despicable Me. I don't even know why, considering the third Despicable Me film fucking sucked in my opinion. But I guess the first two were pretty good. Anyway, back to my original point about movies being everywhere. My nephew and I get along pretty well, and I took him to a library to pick up some books because, you know, books are good. But in less than 20 minutes, he finds him a part of the library with, you guessed it, movies. In the corner of the library was a massive bin full of books and movies that were just kind of thrown together. The library selling them for $3 each, meaning whatever you bought you could keep. I decided that I'd just let him get a movie or two if he'd pick up some books with me after. He then got really excited about something he found, and guess what it was? Another fucking Despicable Me movie. This actually confused me. When the fuck did a new Despicable Me movie come out? I know there was that Minions spin-off by my nephew. I'd already seen that. There wasn't a Despicable Me 5 or anything. Not at the time of recording this, at least. Even that wasn't as weird as the movie itself. The cover was just some low-resolution image of Gru standing in front of a massive infinity sign, along with the title, Despicable Me Infinity. The Infinite Wrath of Gru. The fuck was this supposed to mean? Were there infinite fucking Despicable Me movies now? I quickly did a Google search for Despicable Me Infinity, but nothing came up. The movie I was currently holding in my hand, by all accounts, didn't exist. And yet, here it was, for only $3. At this point, I was too curious to pass it up. I bought the movie and gave my nephew an extra $50 to let me keep it. You know, $50 is a lot to a kid, so he agreed. Although he did make me agree to let him see it eventually. Unfortunately, I don't know if I can keep that agreement. See, after I got back to my place, I tried playing the DVD, but the only thing that could read it was my computer's disk compartment for some reason. Eventually, I got the movie to play. The Universal Studios played with the logo circling around the planet as usual, but suddenly a fucking basketball smacked in it, causing the logo to start crashing into the fucking Earth. This cut to extremely graphic real-life footage of the letter E smashing into the fucking Turks and Caicos Islands, causing them to fucking sink into the water as people started screaming and making gurgling sounds. We then see the rest of the letter striking the fucking Earth to loud screaming. One scene involved a guy with a telescope looking in the sky when suddenly he sees a fucking U flying towards the Earth. This entire scene was accompanied by what sounded like Gru laughing before the title, Despicable Me, appeared in some shitty generic yellow font that looked like some 3-year-old made it, considering it was too big for the fucking screen. The fuck? I know movie studios like to do funny things with their logos sometimes, but this was just horrifying. We then see Gru standing in front of a long sheet of dough as if he was gonna make pizza crust or something. Infinite crust, Gru said in a bizarre accent as he started into the screen. Gru started making the crust and muttering, "Oh, these fucking girls and their fucking stuffed crust. Every day they ask for stuffed crust. I will make the never-ending crust, infinite crust." Damn. Gru cursed now? As weird as this was, I figured it'd probably sell for good money on the internet, if nothing else. I assumed this weird fucking crust monologue was referencing the scene from the first movie where Gru's adoptive daughters asked him for pizza with stuffed crust. Gru started inexplicably loading the stuffed crust into some kind of crust gun. Ah yes, the crustinator, in crust we trust. Gru then went upstairs to talk to his adoptive daughters Agnes, Margot, and Edith. Here is your breakfast, girls! It is crust! The girls cheered and screamed, crust, in what sounded like a man's voice at 3 different pitches. Gru then looked at his crust gun. There is still so much crust. I must use the infinite crust. Gru then went outside and fucking annihilated his neighbor's house with crust. Another one bites the crust, he screamed. Okay, I'll admit it. I fucking lost it at this. The Despicable Me theme song started playing, but the lyrics were wrong. Instead of the usual rap lyrics, someone started rapping this instead. I drink bad beer. Tastes like shit. What the fuck is in this? Broski. The end of all one is Z. Despicable Me. Followed by some shit in Portuguese I couldn't fucking understand. Gru's nose then elongated 60 fucking feet and smashed somebody's car windows. Shit. What the fuck was this movie? Gru then walks past a fucking GameStop store advertising the game Need for Speed. Need for Speed? What about Lust for Crust? He screamed as he eradicated the GameStop with his fucking crust gun. Yeah, I definitely wasn't letting my nephew watch this. This completely ruined his favorite film franchise. I mean, it made Despicable Me 3 look like a fucking sorceries film in comparison. Why the fuck was Gru evil again? Wasn't he supposed to be more of the good guy now? Also, the fucking crust jokes were getting really excessive at this point. Gru then walked into a fucking group therapy session and sat down. Hello, I am Gru, he said, completely fucking interrupting the entire meeting. Dude, what the fuck is wrong with your fucking nose? Someone randomly asked Gru as everyone started laughing. Gru sighed. I don't know. What's wrong with your fucking crust? Gru shrieked as he fired crust everywhere. We then see Gru return to his lairs to talk to his minions. Minions! He yelled as the strange yellow creatures appeared. The minions kept coming and coming. Infinite minions? You have all been very good minions. Now here is your crust. Crust! Screamed the minions. Well, all the minions except one. Minion laddie, why are you not eating your crust? Gru asked. The minion whose name was apparently Larry graphically fucking exploded. That almost made me turn the fucking PC off. We then see Gru helping Margot with her math homework, which was a pretty normal scene, but his eyes kept fucking shrinking little by little until they disappeared. Which really fucking horrified me. Eyeless Gru then turned directly towards the viewer and said, I can count past infinity! Before fucking speaking in tongues in a horrifically high volume. It sounded like he was reciting a fucking chant backwards, which was apparently counting past infinity somehow. Margot acted like this was just normal for some fucking reason as Gru began to slam his head into her fucking homework, knocking pencils everywhere and smashing a desk light. I figured my nephew would probably find some shit like this funny. The scene then inexplicably cut to Gru as some shitty local movie theater with a couple of random fucking minions. Free tickets to crust, Gru says. The movie theater obviously wasn't playing some fucking crust movie and Gru got told to, quote, get the fuck out, jackass, which was kind of harsh, but the movie theater employee was really fucking pissed for some reason. Gru then leapt over the counter, pulled down his pants, and took a shit in the popcorn machine before turning it on and blowing pop shit everywhere. Where's my shit? You did! He screamed, which was so damn loud it caused my computer to fucking black out. I want my fucking tickets! Gru yelled as the fucking colored bars started filling the screen and everything froze. I eventually got my screen to turn back on, but my antivirus started making fucking air siren noises as it detected a fucking virus called crust.exe trying to uninstall my entire hard drive. I yanked the fucking disk out and threw it. Whatever the fuck it was, I was done with it. I sent Illumination an email titled, "What the fuck, asshole?" and sold the disc on eBay for like a lot of fucking money. Remember, dear viewer, if you're ordering pizza, just get the thin fucking crust. There's a lot of stories on the internet about undiscovered films. Most are usually about scrapped plans for a movie that never saw the light of day, a script that got tossed out, maybe, or some concept art that surfaced online, or even, if you were really lucky, a few minutes of footage. But there's a strange subcategory, if you will, to this kind of thing. Some people claim that there exist lost films, movies that were developed usually as a part of a popular franchise that were stopped from releasing for one reason or another. You might have even heard of lost episodes on certain TV shows, and some of them exist, but more often than not, it's just an elaborate work of an internet prankster. I was never really a believer in this kind of stuff. Why would anything exist that we didn't know all about? I was one of those go by sight, not by faith kind of people, and thought of the entire idea of some weird lost movie or TV show episode was just kind of a lame joke of sorts. Incredibly unlikely to exist, at least in the way people like to claim. I was wrong. I was wrong. Where I live, there's a number of small businesses with names you've probably never heard. They did well, thanks enough to the locals, so they generally stuck around. But they also struggled enough for money that they would run sales on items fairly frequently. The only business in the immediate area you'd probably be familiar with is Family Video. The location wasn't particularly well kept up, and there were a number of complaints about faulty discs, and the other thing that seemed a bit unusual. The supply was usually pretty low, though I did occasionally manage to find a decent film to watch on Blu-ray. This store occasionally ran extra deals on movies that were considered classics. Basically, if a movie had been out for a certain number of years, they'd run an additional discount. I'm pretty sure this wasn't an official Family Video practice, but this particular store was desperate. I tried to stop in every now and then to support them. Most recently, I dropped by to pick up a movie or two and noticed a poster in the window advertising a 50% off sale on any of the classics they were offering. A lot of them were actually fairly old films, although one of them was Despicable Me, which had came out in 2010, so not that long ago, just over 15 years, at the time of recording anyway. Now, that was a movie I hadn't actually seen before. I'd seen the second one with some friends, but hadn't paid much attention to it. And besides, I wanted to check out the original. I figured I'd go inside and pick the movie up, because why not? I walked into the store and browsed the usual films there, although the section was mostly picked over, and since the store wasn't stocked particularly well, I actually couldn't find Despicable Me on any shelves. Being determined, however, I decided to just ask the next employee that I could find, and to my surprise, he opened the door to the back room in the building and brought out a bin of movies from some kind of overflow. A lot of the films in the bin had noticeable marks or scratches on the cover, which was probably why they weren't put on sale. He told me that the last he checked, there was a copy of Despicable Me in the bin, and if I was willing to deal with the case and all being in somewhat poor condition, he'd sell it for me for a lower price. I agreed, not caring that much about anything but the disc inside. Went home and opened the case. Now, like I said, the case was a bit banged up, but honestly not too terribly so. No, it was a disc, not the case that caught my attention. The disc didn't seem right. I mean, it was definitely for a Despicable Me movie, and it grew on it and all. But written under Despicable Me logo was the subtitle, The Impossible Might of Gru. Maybe this was a sequel? No, that didn't sound right, considering the sequels were just called Despicable Me 2, 3, 4, respectively. I actually got pretty excited. Could this really be an undiscovered film? I rushed to my disc player and put the disc in. A menu popped up, though it was just a static image of Gru in front of a triangular construction sign. The sky behind him was a weird shade of red, but I actually thought it kind of looked badass, honestly. I clicked the play button that appeared. I couldn't have ever expected what came next. The Illumination logo appeared, but suddenly there was a fucking realistic explosion as the O and N on the end fell off of the logo and it just read Illuminati. A bunch of fucking minions started marching out and performing some kind of disturbing ritual in Greek as the Eye of Providence began fading in to some distorted remix of the X-Files theme. The minions started chanting in deep, guttural voices that the entire screen started violently shaking and distant crashing sounds were heard. Now, I'm pretty sure Illumination movies didn't usually start with whatever I just saw. The movie opened on Gru lying in a lawn chair. It just kind of lingered on this shot for like 20 fucking minutes while some weird rap song played in the background. Gru didn't move. What the fuck was the point of this? Was he asleep? Was he fucking dead? Finally, Gru sprung up from his chair. I cannot believe I have a twin brother. Pretty cool shit, I got to say. Did Gru just fucking say shit? That was new. Now, I don't know much about Despicable Me, but I know he had a twin brother in the third movie. Why was Gru talking about him again? I must visit my brother. I must see him. Gru kept saying over and over again. He sounded kind of panicked. Gru got up and went outside, but the sun was blue. Gru just acted like this was normal as he got in his comically large car, the Grumobile. What happened next horrified me. The movie began to play Mo Bamba by Shrek Wes, completely uncensored, as Gru started driving the Grumobile straight through his neighbors' fucking houses. He kept leering out the window and laughing as the fucking tank suddenly came out of nowhere and started trying to stop him. I shit you not. The fucking Cat in the Hat was driving the tank. Not the animated one, no. The fucking Mike Myers live-action Cat in the fucking Hat was driving the damn tank and trying to kill Gru. He looked incredibly bizarre considering the rest of the movie was animated. It was like someone had green screened him into the film and not particularly well. I'm gonna fucking murk you! The Cat in the Hat screamed as he started trying to ram his tank into the Grumobile. I was really taken aback by the cursing in this movie. Did the Cat in the Hat really need to be dropping the F-bombs? I'll make you look like a fucking accident! The cat screamed again as he nearly blew Gru's wheels off. Gru then lurched out the window of his car with a fucking RPG and shot the Cat in the Hat down. I guess the Cat in the Hat shot in a vat! Gru said as a fucking chemical vat started opening in the ground under the Cat in the Hat as he fell in. Okay, what the fuck? I was still in shock from what I just saw, but the movie kept going on as Gru got in a helicopter that was just kind of there and said, "Time to visit my brother," in his weird Gru accent. We then see Gru visiting the home of his brother Drew, who came backflipping down the stairs as Mo Bamba started fucking playing again. What is up, brother? Drew said in an equally weird voice to Gru. Do you know what is up? Gas prices! Gru whirled. Gru then started walking around in circles like he was thinking about something. Somebody tried to attack me on the way here, brother. He looked very strange, like a cat in the hat. This seemed to disturb Drew, who suddenly said, "We must go inside," and took Gru into the secret basement in his house. Drew then began to explain how the fucking Lorax had actually became evil this entire time. Yeah, that's right, the Lorax. You see, to protect the trees, the Lorax had devised a plan to kill every human on Earth in a chemical weapons attack. I had to rewind this scene about 20 times to make sure I wasn't going crazy. That was the stupidest fucking story I'd ever heard in my entire life. Drew then opened a closet and the Lorax's limp, dead body came tumbling out. "You see, brother, I killed the Lorax," Drew said. Gru screamed. "Why the fuck did you kill the Lorax? Now the Cat in the Hat is trying to kill me!" Gru said with fury. He thinks that you're me. We must kill him together. Drew said as the movie suddenly cut to a stupid fucking montage of Gru and Drew getting incredibly fucking shredded at the gym to loud, angry rock music. Where the fuck are my fucking minions? Gru shrieked. Well, you're not evil anymore, and you must be evil, or no minions, said Drew. Gru and Drew then decided to commit a truly villainous crime to make the minions come back. We see Gru breaking into a hospital to do something evil, but Drew kept farting loudly. I really wasn't a fan of fart jokes, so this scene kind of annoyed me. Gru finally turned around and said, For fuck's sake! Can you control your ass? We need to be quiet! I can be quiet, Drew said. Drew then whipped out a massive fucking boombox playing some Juice WRLD song and started pouring fucking lean into like 4 bags. Turn that shit off, Drew! We need to be quiet! Gru shrieked so fucking loudly, my dog went down the stairs and took a shit on the floor. Suddenly, Gru's wife, Lucy, and her 3 adoptive daughters, Margot, Edith, and Agnes, appeared driving a dump truck full of minions. But then the weirdest shit I had ever seen appeared. The Cat in the Hat suddenly burst through the ground, standing on a massive green glowing hand. I'm the Cat in the Hat now, bitch! He hurled. Gru then snapped his fingers and the minions suddenly started forming into a fucking Mac and punched the Cat in the Hat off his massive hand. I'm the Gru in the shoe! Gru yelled as he started shoving a fucking shoe down the Cat in the Hat's throat. The Cat in the Hat started fucking choking on the shoe and nearly died. We've almost got him, brother! Gru hurled to Drew, who pulled out a comically large gun that fired fucking pizza crust from it. Suddenly, the Cat in the Hat whipped out a copy of the game Need for Speed and threw it at Gru's face, nearly breaking his long-ass nose. Need for Speed? What about Lost for Gru? Gru hurled as he fired the gun straight through the Cat in the Hat, slicing him in half with the sheer power of concentrated crust. The minions suddenly appeared, starting running everywhere and celebrating as the hospital collapsed. We did it, brother! We killed Cat in the Hat! Drew said. Yes, brother. It was truly evil. We showed them the power of crust, said Gru. Suddenly the fucking Keebler elf burst from the ground, driving a massive fucking underground drilling ship. Lick my fucking elf ass! He screamed as he started firing an assault rifle at Gru and Drew. Shit! It's a fucking elf! Drew screamed. What fucking elf? Yelled Gru. Drew sighed deeply. The elf started shooting at us, you fucking carrot leg, long nose, bowl head, fried egg, scarf wearing, white Dr. Phil looking asshole! Drew shrieked at Gru. Gru then pulled out a fucking handgun out of his coat and shot Drew point blank in the fucking head. It wasn't Drew. It was the fucking Grinch. Holy shit! What the fuck? Gru hurled at the Grinch. The Keebler elf started fucking laughing, although he suddenly looked Korean for some fucking reason. Where's my real brother? Gru screamed at the Grinch. This was kind of pointless because Gru had just shot the Grinch in the head and he was fucking dead now, so Gru was just screaming at a corpse, which was really fucking stupid. Gru then picked his crust gun off of the ground and shot the Keebler elf, who burst in a disgusting mess of blood, guts, and cookie dough. What the fuck was I even watching? My fingers instinctively reached for the phone to type 911 because I was honestly fucking terrified of this disturbed animated movie. Suddenly the Cat in the Hat, who was somehow alive, started crawling towards Gru as some weird green fucking energy started coming out of his eyes. I will resurrect the Master! At the moment, a fucking 600-foot Lorax burst out of a nearby building. That's a spicy meatball! The Lorax screamed as he threw a fucking chopper at Gru. Gru launched into the air with a jetpack and started shooting at the Lorax. Where is my brother, you fat orange bitch? Gru screamed. The Lorax started picking up a skyscraper as people began to scream. Gru then grabbed the Cat in the Hat, broke his fucking neck, tied a grenade onto his ass, and hurled him at the Lorax, blowing a massive hole in the Lorax's head. I guess he's the cat in the head now! Gru screamed as the Lorax burst into flames. The minions then appeared carrying Gru to safety. Oh, thank goodness, brother! You're alive! The Lorax was still trying to fucking kill Gru, even though the Lorax was on fire. Stupid Lorax. Gru then morphed into a tank like a fucking Power Ranger and shot the Lorax and killing him instantly. The battle was over. We defeated them all, brother. We are safe now, Gru said. Gru and Gru then walked into the sunset as dramatic cinematic music started playing. What the fuck did I just watch? I was shocked. Was this the real reason there aren't any more live-action Dr. Seuss movies? The credits played, but there were just some footage of the fucking Keebler elf again, dancing to some rap music that was so fucking loud I couldn't even make out the words. All the names in the credits were some stupid shit like Young Yo or Michael Ass. And the movie was apparently directed by some guy named Christopher Fartney, which was really fucking stupid. Afterward, there was some weird post-credit scene where Gru stared on the screen and said, "That's all she wrote. Now go out and vote." The fuck? Was Gru trying to talk politics? Anyway, our story ends here, dear friend. And remember, support your local family video, if it's still in business. Everyone's got that one movie, right? You know what I mean, that one favorite film you watch every now and then, over and over again. That one that never gets old, no matter how many times you've seen it. Everybody has a favorite. Everyone except me. I've seen a lot of movies. I've got subscriptions to just about every movie service you can think of. That's how much I've wanted to find a film that really means something to me. I know how stupid it sounds, but I used to watch my dad's favorite movies with him a lot growing up. And he would tell me that one day I'd have a favorite film of my own to show my own family when I was older. I guess I just really wanted that. I'm still looking. I haven't found that perfect movie. Not yet. But in my search for the perfect film, I did manage to find something else. That's what I'm here to tell you about. I've looked a lot on the internet about what it could be. Some people use the term lost movie, but that just sounds like an urban legend, and the movie I saw was definitely real. I was on my way home from work, and the rain was coming down pretty hard. I don't know what happened, but it got so bad that the windshield wipers on my car couldn't clear the water, and I could barely see where I was going. Nervously, I drove down that one road I could actually see until the rainfall suddenly stopped hitting my vehicle. I could still hear the rain outside, so I knew it hadn't stopped. The bad weather had made it pretty dark outside, so I couldn't see much. There were some trees above me, which was probably what had blocked some of the rain. In front of me was a plaza with some stores. I figured that since my car couldn't cut through the rain, I was gonna have to wait it out and hope it didn't take all night. Directly ahead was a clothing store. There were multiple of those, and next to them was some kind of takeout restaurant to the left. On the right, there was what looked to be a store similar to Blockbuster or Family Video, but it was called Watch Inn. I'd never heard of Watch Inn before. I figured it was probably an independent small business. What the hell, why not? I said as I got out of my car, put on my umbrella, and went inside the store. The place looked a lot bigger on the inside than it did on the outside. There were shelves stacked to the brim with movies. There didn't seem to be anyone else in the store other than a singular employee, a teenager from the looks of it. He waved at me when I came in, but other than that, he didn't say anything. I even tried saying hi to him, but he just waves again. Behind the rows of movies was a door leading to a fairly wide back room. I wasn't sure what that was for, though I ended up finding out a few minutes later. I looked over the movies available, but they were all pretty common choices. I already seen most of them before. I decided to try talking to the quiet employee again. "So, do you watch a lot of these movies?" I asked him. This time, he responded.
I've probably seen about half the movies we've got here. That's actually kind of a lot when you look at how much is in this place.
Well, the kid had a point. There were a lot of movies on the shelves in here. Got any recommendations, I asked? I'm trying to find something unique, something not a lot of people have seen before. The kid started laughing at something when I said that.
I think I've got something for you. Do you like animated movies?
Yeah, sure. Animated movies are cool, I said, wondering what he had in mind.
Alright.
Cool, the kid said.
Do you know Despicable Me?
Seriously? That was his best suggestion? No offense, kid, but everyone knows that movie. Besides, I've seen all 4.
I don't think you've seen this one before, the kid said as he pulled out a movie titled
Despicable Me. The Despicable Destiny of Gru. I have to admit, that was new to me. The movie had a pretty bizarre cover image of what looked like Gru floating into exploding strobe lights, but that didn't really bother me. Alright, kid, you got me there. I'll take it. After that, he went back to being quiet as he wordlessly rang up the movie and I paid for it. I turned to leave, but the kid opened the door to the back room and motioned for me to come inside.
You don't know how this place works, right?
The kid asked.
I normally show you to a viewing room, but since you're the only one here, you can pick whatever one you want.
By this point, I was getting curious. I followed the kid into the back room, and once again, I was amazed at the size of this place. There were multiple rooms, each with a small disc player and a TV screen for watching movies on. I guess that did explain the name Watch In. I looked outside, still raining. I guess that meant I couldn't go home yet. Since I had nothing better to do, I figured I might as well stick around for a bit. I sat down in one of the rooms and the kid closed the door behind me and walked away quietly. I took the disc out of the case and plugged it into the player. Instantly, the most obnoxious fucking sound I had ever heard came blasting out of my speakers, nearly causing me to jump out of my seat. It was so fucking loud, it sounded like my speakers were literally shredding apart.
What the fuck?
I could have sworn I heard that fucking kid laughing from the outside. This pissed me off. I tried to leave that stupid shit room, but the door was locked. The fucking door was fucking locked. The motherfucking bitch ass, stupid ass, fucking son of a bitch, asshole fucking door was fucking locked thanks to this fucking kid. I slammed on the door and started screaming. But it didn't matter. I was stuck inside with this fucking movie. The Universal Studios opening then started playing, but it sounded like Homer fucking Simpson repeatedly singing "Shake That Ass" to the tune of the intro. This was ridiculously fucking asinine. Was that fucking bastard kid gonna jack my fucking car or something while I was stuck in here? The Illumination logo appeared, but one of the minions stared at the screen and turned on a fucking lawnmower, blowing thick wads of grass and dirt all over the place. We then see the opening of the movie. Gru was in his house playing chess with his brother Drew. "I am so glad we defeated the Lorax, brother," Gru said. What the fuck was Gru talking about? The Lorax is from Dr. Seuss. Did I miss something? "Yes, brother," replied Drew. "He was truly formidable, as was the Cat in the Hat, but we defeated him," he said, yelling suddenly. Drew was obviously extremely proud of this accomplishment. He began jumping up and down until he started fucking hyperventilating, and Gru had to calm him down. "Don't get too excited, brother. It is not good for your blood pressure," Gru reminded him. Yes, I know, brother. But now, we are together again! We live in the same house now! Drew fucking shrieked as he started coughing. "Drew, what did I just say? You need to calm down!" Gru said. "But brother, it is so exciting! We live in the same house now!" Drew shrieked again, louder than the first time.
I'm so excited!
Gru yelled as the fucking ground and house began to shake. Books and shit started falling off the shelves.
You need to calm down!
Gru screamed at the top of his fucking lungs, which is not how you calm someone down.
But brother,
Yelled Gru.
calm the fuck down!
Gru yelled so fucking loudly that I'm pretty sure there were special effects and shit on his voice. Gru's swearing was disturbing. He had a more furious expression than I'd ever seen him animated with before. It wasn't a goofy, cartoony grimace, it was genuine fucking fury. The house stopped shaking.
You can't just do shit like that, Gru! It is bad for you.
Gru said loudly to Gru, who was face first in a fucking Cheeto bag, not listening to a single fucking word Gru was saying. Gru looks around, but there are no minions.
I guess the minions did not stick around after last time,
he said. Gru laughed evilly. Brother, I sent the minions on a mission. An evil mission. Gru became angry again. How long have they been gone for? He asked. A few weeks, Gru said. Gru's expression then changed to one of shock and horror. Oh no. They have been gone for too long. They're in trouble. We must get them back, Gru yelled, and so Gru and Gru get in the helicopter to save the minions. This was apparently not the first time they lost the fucking minions for some reason, probably because Gru is technically supposed to be the good guy now. Gru tells Gru that the minions are apparently stuck in fucking Antarctica, so they get in a fucking jet and fly to Antarctica, I guess. Gru and Gru eventually get to Antarctica and start flying over a big-ass fucking mountains there, looking for minions. Gru pointed out of the window at some weird orange pulsating light that was coming out of one of the mountains. Look, brother! Something is there! Maybe it's the minions! Gru yelled with excitement. Gru steered the jet towards the light, but the light wasn't the minions. The fucking Molten Man from Spider-Man Far From Home burst out of the fucking mountains, causing a huge avalanche and spewing fire and shit everywhere, which made no fucking sense because it's fucking Antarctica! Not to mention that the Molten Man in that movie wasn't even supposed to be fucking real. I only even remember that because I saw the movie last weekend and some fucking kid chucked beans right into my popcorn during the big plot twist, which made it pretty fucking memorable, alright? Sorry for the spoilers, I guess.
What the fuck is that?
Gru screamed, which was a pretty good question, considering Illumination didn't have the licensing rights to a fucking Disney-owned character showing up. Looking for your fucking minions, bitch! Molten Man yelled in a deep, gurgle voice. At this point, I was in sheer fucking denial over this movie. How the fuck did this exist? Why the fuck did this exist? I tried to leave the room again, but the fucking door was still locked. I sat back down to see Gru pulling out a fucking rocket launcher as Molten Man threw fucking fireballs everywhere. Molten Man kept these fucking disgusting innuendos about balls, which was really fucking unnerving.
Gru, we need to kill this guy! Get me something I can put on fire!
Gru yelled. I expected Gru to give Gru like an ice gun or something, but instead Gru pulled out a fucking gasoline gun and fired it at Molten Man, which just caused him to grow like 50 fucking feet bigger. Gus? Are you fucking disabled, dumbass? Molten Man screamed at Gru.
Gru, for fuck's sake! Gas makes fire stronger! Give me ice or some shit!
Gru yelled. Finally, Gru gave Gru an ice grenade, which Gru threw at Molten Man, freezing him in a big fucking icicle. Let's get the fuck out of here, brother! Gru shrieked, but Gru was determined to fucking annihilate Molten Man instead. No, brother, we have to find the minions, hurled Gru as he flew the jet at like Mach fucking 5 straight through the now frozen Molten Man, who shattered into tiny pieces. Gru and Gru then got out of the jet and tried to find the minions, but there weren't any minions there. Gru then found a bag of fucking Doritos on the ground and took it. Gru and Gru then tried to get back in the jet, but the Doritos bag started fucking shaking, and I shit you not, Bill Cipher from the cartoon Gravity Falls erupted out of it. I guess this is kind of funny because Bill Cipher looks like a fucking Dorito, but again, wasn't he technically a Disney character? How the fuck was Illumination doing this?
Hey, my name's Bill Cipher.
Bill fucking screeched in his annoying, high-pitched voice.
Let's make a deal.
I'll make you a fucking deal, Gru shouted.
Give me my fucking minions back.
Bill Cipher tells Gru and Dru that he will give them the minions back if they help him out with something he's working on. Dru then agrees to the deal like a fucking idiot before Gru can even say anything, and so now Gru and Dru have to help Bill do some shit that he didn't even specify. Bill started chanting in fucking reverse Latin as the X-Files theme song began to play, which summoned an army of minions. Also, they all had glowing red eyes for some fucking reason.
Oh, look, brother, there's the minions,
Dru said.
Alright, you triangular fuck! What do you want us to do?
Gru furiously yelled at Bill. Bill stared at the screen and laughed for 20 straight fucking minutes. Yes, I fucking counted. Because I literally had nothing else to do, considering I was stuck in this fucking room with this bitch-ass door that wouldn't even open.
I need you two to deal with someone who's causing me a lot of trouble,
Bill finally said. Bill then teleported Gru and Dru to the fucking Hogwarts and told them to find and kill Harry Potter. What the fuck was going on? Harry fucking Potter? Why was Harry Potter in this fucking movie? After recovering from the initial shock, I realized that the entire fucking movie was suddenly in live action, except for Gru and Dru, who were still animated. Bill Cipher was now a fucking realistic corn chip with an eye drawn on in magic marker, dangling from a shitty brown piece of string. The students at Hogwarts were also real people, saw Gru and Dru, and immediately began fucking shrieking and firing magic spells at them. Oh shit, brother! Run! Gru screamed as he ignited a fucking jetpack and started flying through the school, crashing straight into Professor Dumbledore's class.
What the fuck?
Dumbledore hurled before foaming at the mouth and having a fucking panic attack.
Voldemort is here!
Dumbledore screamed as he pointed at Gru.
Who the fuck is Voldemort?
Gru shrieked before Dumbledore started firing magic spells at him. Dumbledore then muttered, "Fuck this," under his breath, put down his wand and whipped out a fucking Glock 9mm before leaping in the air in slow motion and trying to shoot at Gru and Dru. With it, as Gangster's Paradise began playing, Dru then showed up out of nowhere and dropped a fucking chandelier on Dumbledore's head. Dumbledore fucking died. Gru and Dru then proceeded to dump Dumbledore's limp body out of the fucking window. Dru picked up Dumbledore's wand, made some disturbing joke about morning wood, and followed Gru out in the classroom. Gru then started asking people if they knew where Harry Potter was. Everyone started pointing towards a big-ass door in the center of the hall, which Gru fucking kicked down somehow, even though it was like 20 feet tall. Harry Potter was inside the room talking to his friends Ron and Hermione about building a fucking magical water bomb. Suddenly Sonic the fucking Hedgehog appeared out of nowhere, but he looked fucking disgusting. He had no gloves, shoes, or socks. His eyes were little sunken black dots, and his nose and mouth looked like that of a fucking gorilla. Ow, ow, ow! Sonic screeched like a fucking banshee as he took a shit on the floor. Well, this was obviously taking a rather nasty dig at Sega. I kind of thought people were better than this, but I guess not. This then cut to a random freeze frame of Owen Wilson eating ass. This caught me completely off guard. Where did someone even obtain this fucking image from? The movie then went back to the Hogwarts scene and we see Gru fucking shooting Sonic and hurling him to the sky with the force of a fucking bomb. If Harry Potter finally turned around, well, shit. Why didn't he fucking turn around sooner? Was he fucking deaf or something? Did he seriously not hear all of this shit that just happened after Gru came in? Who the fuck are you? Harry Potter yelled in his posh British accent. Gru didn't say a word, but instead he started rolling up his sleeve to reveal a temporary tattoo on his arm of an orangutan ape shitting bricks into a vat of chemicals. Upon seeing this, Harry Potter fucking screamed, leapt over a desk, fucking tripped, and pulled out a shitty magic marker. No, not a marker with magic powers. A literal fucking Crayola magic marker like the shit you would get out of fucking Walmart. Drew then pulled out a rocket launcher and blew Harry, Ron, and Hermione into bits. "We did it, brother! We killed Harry Potter!" said Drew with a huge fucking inhuman grin on his face. "Yes, we did, brother," Gru said sadly. It sounded like he regretted killing Harry and his friends. Suddenly, Voldemort himself finally appeared, clapping his hands and cheering. He had one of those big fucking foam hands football fans always wave in the air on. "Woohoo!" Voldemort fucking screamed at a volume so high it sounded like someone shouting directly in a shitty mic. He kept clapping his hands and congratulating Gru and Drew on killing Harry Potter. Gru sighed, pulled out a fucking chainsaw from who knows where, and thrust it directly through Voldemort's face, brutally killing him.
Alright, now, where is that triangle guy?
Gru asked before Bill Cipher finally reappeared.
Oh yeah!
Nice work!
Bill screamed.
You killed Harry Potter and Voldemort. Now, I'm gonna take over this entire dimension, and nobody can stop me!
Bill then sends Gru and Drew back to their own universe and gives them all the minions back. Drew immediately started having a fucking party, but Gru sighed and went upstairs. We see Gru in his bedroom as some sad piano music played. He walked over to his dresser and pulled out a picture of his wife, Lucy, and her adoptive daughters, Margot, Agnes, and Edith, who apparently all died in a bomb. Yes. That was exactly what the fuck the memorial plaque said. RIP. The lights in my life who died in a bomb. What the fuck did that mean? Was it translated out of Chinese or some shit? Also, the entire sentence was in fucking lowercase letters for some reason. Suddenly, there was a massive fucking glitch on the screen as Wingding's font exploded out of Gru's nose and ass, and then the movie went back to normal. I'm pretty sure that was just a technical glitch, but it was really loud and kind of unnerving. Gru then realizes Bill Cipher could probably bring back his family. Gru ran down the stairs and told Drew that they were going to find Bill Cipher again.
Drew! I must get my family back! That triangle guy can do it! I must get them back! I must!
Drew tells Gru that he was willing to do it because, frankly, letting Bill Cipher destroy the entire Harry Potter universe just so they can get the minions back was kind of a dick move. So Gru and Drew and all of the minions build a portal back to the Harry Potter universe so they can go and defeat Bill Cipher and force him to bring Gru's family back. They go through the portal, but everything has already gone to shit! Hogwarts had been turned into a giant fucking trash can. Gru and Drew use their army of minions to stack on top of each other to make a ramp all the way on the top of the 60-foot trash can. And finally, they get to the top of the trash can, and floating above the lid was Bill Cipher, whose back was turned to Gru and Drew. I don't think that he noticed they were there yet.
Bill! Give me my family back, or I will kill you!
Gru hurled. Will you shut up, man? Bill said as he turned around with the face of Joe Biden in place of his singular eye. Gru then attempted to shoot Bill Cipher as music from the movie Kill Bill started playing, which I guess was kind of appropriate. However, Bill just dodged Gru's shots before blasting him with a ray beam.
Brother!
Drew screamed,
He's too powerful!
Bill started turning everything into fucking whoopee cushions and shit while making loud fart sounds. Drew and the minions tried attacking him with various weapons, but nothing was working. Suddenly, Gru sees Harry Potter's wand on the ground.
Drew! I have a magic wand. We must learn how to use it.
Bill threw a fucking 79-mile long tube of Pringles at Gru, but the minions formed a massive shield and stopped it from hitting him. One of the minions pulled out a spellbook out of the rubble and gave it to Gru.
Thank you, Minion Dave. You get a promotion. grew horrible as he started looking through the spell book until he found Avada Kedavra, the spell that instantly kills someone. Bill! Give me my family back or I will use this magic spell on you! Gru shrieked, so Bill brought Gru's family back to life because apparently that spell could actually hurt him. Bill then told Gru and Drew that he'd come back to kill them all eventually, opened a portal and vanished. Gru sees his wife and daughters who are no longer dead and they all go home. What a stupid fucking movie. I mean seriously, this was the most incoherent fucking film I had ever seen in my life. Who approved this shit? Did anyone approve this shit? Was it some fucking bootleg made by an angry ex-employee or something? Not to mention, this completely fucking undid Gru's entire character arc over the original 4 movies by turning him back into some B-movie villain. The original Despicable Me had actually been funny and clever. This was a fucking abomination that fucking eroded an entire franchise. We then see Gru and his family coming home. Drew resumes having a party until fucking Galactus burst out of the Earth's crust and started rapping. Yo, this is a bitchin' party! Galactus yelled. What the fuck? Another Marvel Comics character? Shouldn't there have been like a massive fucking lawsuit over this? Galactus then started absorbing the entire fucking Earth and trying to destroy it. Gru didn't even fucking care. He just went into the bathroom and started well, let's not go there. Galactus was literally outside destroying the Earth and Gru is in the bathroom getting high. Drew then burst into the bathroom causing Gru's nose to kind of blast out with something, but we're not going there. Brother, he's destroying the Earth! We must stop him! Drew screamed. Then the Earth fucking exploded. Everything went black and the fucking credits started rolling as You've Got a Friend of Me from Toy Story started playing. Too late, I guess? Suddenly the credits started playing in reverse as everyone's names turned into fucking Egyptian symbols and images of the Cold War propaganda started filling the screen. We see Gru, who was fucking reversing time with the Infinity Gauntlet. Galactus! He screamed. You will feel my impossible might. You will feel my infinite wrath. This is my despicable destiny! Gru yelled as he snapped his fingers, destroying Galactus and fixing everything. Damn. Was this movie finally fucking over? It felt like it had been going on for like 4.5 hours at this point. Everyone in Gru's neighborhood cheered, and the credits rolled for real this time, although people's names were really fucking weird. The director's name was fucking Christopher Fartony, and the scriptwriter's name was Heroin McWeed. Sure felt like I was on heroin and weed watching this fucking movie. Finally, the credits ended, and the fucking door unlocked, and I could finally go home. I went to go look for that stupid fucking kid who locked me in. I finally saw him hanging out in the corner staring at me. Did you enjoy your movie? He said in a dickish, shit-eating grin. I punched that fucking kid in the face so fucking hard my hand hurt. I then went to my car and drove home. It finally stopped raining and I was really fucking tired. I checked the clock. 3 a.m. What the fuck? Was the movie really that long? Anyways, I don't have anything else to tell you at the moment. But I thought people should know about this fucking abomination of a film. I don't have anything else to tell you at the moment, but I thought people should know this fucking abomination of a film is out there somewhere. If you ever watch it, don't. Before we get started, I'd just like to ask how your day's been. Because mine's been absolute shit! It's been the shittiest day I've ever had, and that's a pretty big accomplishment on the shit scale, considering I've had some pretty shitty days before. But amazingly, because it's honestly the 8th fucking wonder of the world at this point, my day somehow managed to get worse. How the fuck that happens, I do not know. I woke up to the worst fucking smell imaginable. I was one of those guys who collected fucking Star Wars Heinz pasta from like 33 years ago and kept it in my pantry because
being the Star Wars fan collector I was, I had to fucking have it. I had to have that fucking Star Wars Heim fucking pasta that finally went bad and fucking smelled nuked my house with how terrible it smelled. I had to open the containers, clean the fucking pasta, and whatever microscopic fucking civilization was probably fucking growing in there off, and flush that shit down the fucking garbage disposal. It was fucking nasty. I swear, my fucking carbon monoxide detector was about to go off as I stared at Jar Jar Binks' fucking face on the container, mockingly fucking leering at me as I washed his shitty pasta down the sink. I watched every fucking stinky pasta noodle go shitting down the fucking sink like fucking dead slugs. Because my fucking sprayer or whatever the fuck you call it wasn't working. When the fucking pasta apocalypse was over, I stepped backwards, tripped, and fell down a fucking flight of stairs. Because my sink is really close to the fucking basement thanks to whatever fucking stoner named Jank fucking Funko who built my fucking house. Then my fucking dog came running down the fucking stairs and started licking my fucking face, which was really fucking annoying. So I told him to fuck off, but he just went into the living room and took a fucking shit on the carpet. Probably because he heard my fucking Bluetooth or some shit. Then my fucking stupid neighbor started throwing fucking packages at my fucking door. He almost broke the fucking windows with all the shit in the fucking packages that I didn't even fucking order. I don't know who the fucking Amazon or eBay or fucking Ice Cold Doritos or whatever the fuck handled this shit, but it was getting really fucking annoying. Especially when a fucking package actually did come flying through my fucking window. So I opened the stupid fucking thing and inside was a DVD. It looked like one of those fucking Despicable Me movies. But the title was Despicable Me. The Shocking Fate of Gru. Well, that was fucking weird, but who was I to judge? I pretty much live in shocking bullshit anyway. So I told the package guy to fuck off before I called the fucking SWAT team or something and put the disc into my Blu-ray player. We open on Gru in his house talking to his twin brother Drew from Despicable Me 3. You know what's fucking stupid? Gru's first name isn't fucking Gru. It's Felonious. Felonious Gru. That is Gru's actual name. Drew's first name, on the other hand, actually is Drew. Which, seeing as he and Gru are brothers, means his name is Drew Gru. Drew Gru, what the fuck? Drew Gru. Drew motherfucking Gru. Seriously? Anyway, Gru and Drew were talking when Drew suddenly said, "I am so glad that we defeated Galactus, brother." Okay, hold on. What the fuck? Galactus? The fucking Marvel Comics character? What the fuck was Gru on about? I felt like this was probably connected to some other movie, but as far as I know, there are only 4 Despicable Me movies. I must have been wrong. Maybe this was actually the sequel to some other movie called, oh, I don't know, Despicable Me, The Despicable Destiny of Gru or something like that. Wink, wink, poke, poke, brod, brod. Yes, Drew, Galactus was defeated thanks to the power of this! Gru shrieked as he pulled the fucking Infinity Gauntlet out of nowhere and slipped it on his hand. Drew began to laugh like a fucking maniac. Ah, yes, the Infinity Gauntlet. But brother, how did you get that in the first place? Drew asked. Minion Dave found the spell book when we were fighting Bill Cipher, Gru said. There was a summoning spell, so I summoned the Infinity Gauntlet. I can summon whatever I want, see? Gru said as he cast a summoning spell and John F. Kennedy's limp decaying body suddenly came falling from the ceiling. I guess Gru had magic powers now thanks to whatever spell book he was talking about, but JFK? Why the fuck did Gru summon that of all things? Also, what the fuck? Gru and Drew fought Bill Cipher, the corn chip motherfucker from Gravity motherfucking Falls? Brother, this is too much power, Drew said. You can do magic, and you have the Infinity Gauntlet. With great power must come great responsibility. Gru shook his head. No, Drew. With great power must come with great crust. Gru snapped his fingers and suddenly a fucking onslaught of pizza crust came bursting out of the Earth's core to a hip-hop remix of Frank Sinatra singing Jingle Bells as the entire fucking towns were consumed by soggy wet crust. What the fuck, brother? Drew shrieked in horror, but Gru just laughed like a fucking psychopath. Do you see, Drew? We can do whatever the fuck we want! At this point, I was convinced this film had to be a parody made by an unspecified group of... Well, let's not go there. Gru's wife, Lucy, burst into the room and yelled, Honey, I'm home! Followed quickly by, What the fuck is going on? Gru pointed outside and said, Crust. Lucy immediately whipped out a matte boot covered in soy sauce stains and started trying to get Gru cancelled on Twitter.com for wiping out the local orphanage with his crust tsunami. Gru immediately started getting death threats from blue-haired fat women and yelled, Why the fuck did you do that, Lucy? Lucy's fucking arms and legs fell off as her head began to hover in the air before morphing into Bill's cipher. What the fuck? Bill? Drew screamed. Stay calm, Drew. We will defeat him, said Gru. Gru tried to use the Infinity Gauntlet, but Bill threw a fucking monkey wrench at him. Did you really think I wouldn't come back? Bill shrieked. I told you I would return and kill you. Bill started waving his hands all over the place and opened a portal that engulfed the entire house, teleporting everyone to some disgusting demon world that looked like literal hell. Drew suddenly pulled out a fucking Uzi out of his left nostril and started firing at Bill as Gru once again attempted to use the Infinity Gauntlet. Bill tried to stop Gru, but Drew leapt on top of him and yelled, Teamwork, motherfucker! As Gru snapped his fingers and erased Bill from existence. Finally, brother, Bill is gone! Screamed Drew. Yes, but now we are stuck in hell, said Gru. Some shitty song about being stuck in hell began to play. Gru tried to summon a portal out of hell, but it didn't work. Use the Infinity Gauntlet, brother, said Drew. I'm trying to, said Gru. What's the matter? Said a gruff, mysterious voice. Is your piece of shit power glove not working? Gru and Drew whirled around only to come face to face with Mysterio from Spider-Man. Because you know what? Why the fuck not? Who the fuck are you? Asked Drew. I am Mysterio! Said Mysterio, who was indeed Mysterio. You two destroyed my masterpiece, and now you will pay. What are you talking about? Asked Gru. What masterpiece? The Molten Man! Mysterio screamed. I created the Molten Man and then you destroyed him! Do you know how fucking long that shit took? Think of the time it takes to make some shitty Minecraft mod. Then multiply that by like a fucking billions! That's how fucking long it took. Mysterio started shooting magic blasts and shit, but since the whole gimmick is illusion, none of it actually fucking did anything. And Gru threw a fucking hook straight into Mysterio's chest. Except that was also an illusion, and Mysterio was actually standing behind Gru with a fucking Glock. Mysterio then did the unthinkable. He shot Gru point blank in the fucking head. Gru! Drew whirled as he tried to attack Mysterio, but Drew was also shot in the fucking head. Except that was also an illusion, and Gru and Drew were actually hacking Mysterio's drones to trick him. Hey, what the fuck? Mysterio said. Those are my drones, assholes! Stop fucking with my shit! Gru then smacked Mysterio in the fucking fishbowl face with the Infinity Gauntlet, and he vanished into a puff of smoke. Now that the illusions were gone, Gru realized the Infinity Gauntlet was actually on his other hand, and he opened a portal out of hell.
Thanks for the free ride out of hell, assholes! Mysterio said as he suddenly came out of nowhere riding a fucking Harley Davidson straight into the portal and vanishing. Damn it! He escaped hell! Gru yelled. But no matter, we can also escape hell. Gru and Drew jumped through the portal and got out of hell, but as they were falling, Drew said, Brother, did you remember to close the portal? Oh, shit. Gru unfortunately did not remember to close the fucking portal. Now, you see, Gru and Drew had many enemies in hell because Gru and Drew had killed a lot of people. Suddenly, Clifford, the big red fucking ass dog, came tumbling through the portal. I'm gonna get you, motherfucker! Clifford screamed so loud that I heard something fucking break inside my speakers. The audio sounded like someone shrieking into a peaking microphone. Also, why was Clifford the big red dog in hell? Oh shit! Gru screamed as Clifford smashed through the side of a fucking building, causing a massive avalanche. Listen up, Bite! It's time to die! Yelled Clifford before Gru used the Infinity Gauntlet to destroy his fat dog ass. Did you practice the cello today? Drew shrieked as he shot a fucking cello out of his cello gun, killing 11 demons in one shot. Ha 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 ha! With this Infinity Gauntlet, they will never defeat us, Drew! Gru yelled, but suddenly a fucking massive tank came crashing out of the air, and the door opened, revealing none other than the Mike Myers live-action version of The Cat in the Hat. Before we go any further, I mean the Mike Myers as in the actor that played the Cat in the Hat in that one live-action film, not the mute fucking serial killer from that stupid fucking horror movie. Upon seeing the Cat in the Hat, Gru immediately became fucking furious. Thanks for opening the portal out of hell, jackass! Said the Cat in the Hat. You may have killed me once, but this time, I shall have my revenge! Gru tried to use the Infinity Gauntlet on the Cat in the Hat, but suddenly a loud, fat, 700-pound single mother came bursting past Gru, screaming, Timmy! I'm not buying that fucking barnacle! Come back here! The fuck? Said Gru, but before he could really react, the Cat in the Hat took advantage of the distraction and ripped the Infinity Stones out of Gru's gauntlet. Cat! Give me back my Infinity Stones! Gru shrieked, but the Cat in the Hat simply started lining his hat with the stones and attempted to snap Gru and Drew out of existence. Suddenly, Mysterio reappeared and started trying to take the stones from the Cat in the Hat, giving Gru and Drew time to escape. Brother, what are we going to do? He has the stones now! Yelled Drew. It's alright, Drew. I have a plan, said Gru. Gru then explained that he couldn't use his summoning spells to make another set of stones appear, since there was only one set in the known universe. However, if Gru and Drew were to open a portal to the multiverse, they might be able to find a new set of stones somewhere else. So, Gru opened a massive portal to another universe and he and Drew jumped through it. Whoa, brother! Where are we? Said Drew, as Gru and Drew suddenly ended up in a peaceful-looking neighborhood. The animation style looked different, like I was watching a Pixar movie instead of an Illumination one. We are in an alternate universe now, Drew. We must find a new set of Infinity Stones. Now, I noticed something else was weird. The neighborhood looked exactly like the one from Pixar's Toy Story movies. Gru started trying to use his summoning spell, but suddenly a mysterious voice behind him said, The fuck are you doing, partner? Gru turned around to come face to face with none other than Woody from Toy Story himself, although something was wrong with this version of Woody. He didn't seem quite like the regular one. Instead, he kept talking about something called the you over and over again. Howdy, the name's Sheriff Woody. I gotta say, it looks like you're the you today, partner. And I'm afraid it's time to shoot for the fucking you. Woody pulled out a fucking Panzerfaust free rocket launcher and attempted to shoot Gru with it, but Drew pulled out a massive shield out of nowhere and deflected the missile straight into a nearby house.
That was a big fucking mistake, partner. Woody said as the other Toy Story characters started coming out of the house. Hey man, what the fuck? Said Mr. Potato Head. Yeah, something was definitely up with these versions of the Toy Story characters. It was like they came from some equally disturbed movie series of their own. Perhaps even the kind of parody you find on some shitty streaming site somewhere. Gru once again tried to summon a new set of Infinity Stones, but he only managed to make one. The Power Stone appeared. Gru! I have the Power Stone! Catch! Gru screamed as he threw the stone over to Drew, who caught it and used it to fight off the other toys. Oh shit! Oh yeah! Mr. Potato Head shrieked as he pulled out a massive machine gun and attempted to kill Drew, but Drew smacked him with a Power Stone so fucking hard that he turned into a bowl of mashed potatoes covered in beefaroni. Woody then stuck a fucking spoon in what was Mr. Potato Head and said, "Damn, that's some good fucking mashed you," before Drew sent Woody flying into the fucking stratosphere. Suddenly, Buzz Lightyear appeared and began firing missiles out of a secret slot in his ass before Gru screamed, "Let's get the fuck out of here!" and opened another portal. Slinky Dog started extending his body through the portal as he yelled, "Stretch that ass, motherfucker!" like some kind of fucking freak from a prison shower before Gru threw a grenade at him and he burst into a mess of springs and burnt brown and yellow plastic. Gru and Drew then dropped into another universe in the middle of some disgusting fucking dark city. It looked extremely overrun with crime and shit. The fuck was this place? Gotham City? Wow, this city looks like fucking trash, Gru remarked, attempted to summon more Infinity Stones. Suddenly a shitty beamer pulled up in front of Gru as the driver rolled down the window. The driver was the fucking Joker. Yes, the live-action Joker from the 2019 film. Infinity Stones? Really? This is the DC Universe, dumbass! Joker said as he began to approach Gru. Drew started trying to ask Joker for directions to the Marvel Universe, but Joker said, "You don't think I'm gonna help you get that fucking roided-ass SJW Festival Universe? Fuck you, man!" Once again, this Joker wasn't acting like the normal one. He just stood there as he started honking his fucking nose. It started randomly getting darker outside as he did this, almost like a dark honk, if you will. A very dark honk indeed. That's right, Joker was using his nose to turn the fucking sun off. "How the fuck are you doing that?" Gru screamed. Drew wasn't in the mood to ask questions, so he pulled out a fucking knife on Joker and told him to, quote, "Cut that shit off, or I'm gonna cut it off for you!" in an unusual tone of voice. Suddenly, Ernie and Bert, yes, that's right, Ernie and fucking Bert from Sesame Street started getting out of the car and yelling, "Whoa-ho-ho!" Ernie and Bert were apparently friends with the Joker in this universe, and so they negotiated with Gru and Drew. If Drew didn't kill the Joker, Ernie and Bert would give Drew and Gru the directions to the Marvel Universe. Drew agreed, and so he and Gru opened another portal and went to find the Marvel Universe, making sure to follow Ernie and Bert's directions. However, Ernie and Bert are notorious fucking liars, and actually gave Gru and Drew directions to the Sesame Street Universe instead. I just like to say that there was no point going to the Marvel Universe anyway, because that's where the original stones were from. You know, the ones from the Cat in the Hat already fucking had. Then again, it was probably an equally good question as to how other universes even have their own Infinity Stones, but you know what? Whatever. "What the fuck?" said Gru and Drew at the same time as they realized they were in Sesame Street. Suddenly, a weird fucking television set appeared behind Gru and Drew and started playing some kind of video. Gru showed up on the TV set, but there were little miniature fucking explosions in his eyes, and he was hopping on one foot playing a fucking rock guitar before he stepped on a landmine. And I shit you not, fucking exploded. His fucking face erupted like a fucking wet burrito, and his legs and shit just went fucking sailing off the screen in an explosion of some shitty animated blood. That was weird, but then he just fucking reappeared again and started doing some weird fucking voodoo hand motions at the screen as everything started going dark, and those little stupid fucking minions showed up and started screaming,
Peto! Peto! In probably the creepiest fucking death metal voices I had ever heard in my life.
Yo, what the fuck was this? Who the fuck at DreamWorks or Disney or whoever the fuck made this stupid fucking movie authorized this shit? Was this even made by fucking human beings? I mean, what the fuck? Then a fucking 90-foot alligator showed up with stupid fucking makeup on, which was really fucking unnecessary. And Gru started fucking rapping in an extremely deep voice as the title card showed up before the alligator fucking burst into fucking smithereens. Why didn't they just name this shit Despicable Me Fuck You? Because that's what it felt like. It felt like a big fuck you directed personally at me from the stupid fuck that threw the fucking package through my window. Gru then appeared again on the screen throwing a fucking flamingo into a target and bowling over the cash register. This was happening all way too fucking fast. I don't know if this was some fucking FBI torture device designed to induce a fucking heart attack, but there was some serious sensory overload going on here.
What is this shit? I never did any of this!
I assumed the video was some weird psychological trick designed to fuck with Gru, and apparently Drew too, because then Drew showed up on the TV set too and exploded into fucking french fries. Drew cupped his hands to his mouth and screamed like a fucking Picasso painting. Suddenly the Count appeared on the TV set. "Ha ha ha," said the Count. "I am so glad you are here. Come join us in our game of mathematics." The Count appeared to be talking both to Gru and Drew and to the group of kids that were on the TV set. The Count began to ask kids simple math questions, but when he got to Gru and Drew, he said, "For your question," and then promptly began to write the most insane fucking differential equations and shit I had ever seen on the board. "Solve this!" the Count screamed. Gru immediately began to use his immense intellect to solve the problem, but the Count suddenly picked up a fucking clock that appeared to be counting down and said, "Solve my shit or die." Whoa. What the fuck? What kind of fucked up version of Sesame Street was this? The Count made fucking death threats now? Gru managed to solve the problem right as the Count began to rev up a fucking chainsaw? And the Count furiously smashed the clock as he he had been holding all over the fucking floor and told the kids to quote, "Get out! Get the fuck out!" Gru then tried his Infinity Stone summoning spell and finally managed to get 3 brand new stones. "Fuck this, Drew. Let's get out of here!" Gru said as he opened a portal once again and left. We see the Count staring at the portal as it closed and Gru and Drew left the Sesame Street universe. "Ha ha ha," he said menacingly. The next universe Gru and Drew ended up in is some weird ass variant of the Muppet Show universe where Kermit the Frog had became the taxi driver from the movie, well, Taxi Driver. This was just fucking bizarre. And upon seeing Taxi Kermit, if you will, Gru decided to just fucking leave immediately. Suddenly, Big Bird's fucking horrifying blue cousin, Girbaldo, burst out of the nearby bar and started trying to fucking attack Gru and Drew. So Kermit got out of his taxi, shot Girbaldo dead, and then got the fuck back in his taxi. "Have a nice day," said Kermit as Gru and Drew teleported away. "Man, that was a weird fucking universe," said Drew as he began to eat a bag of cosmic Cheetos. "We need 2 more stones, Drew. Then we can crush the Cat in the Hat once and for all," said Gru. Gru and Drew then ended up in the fucking Star Wars universe aboard a massive Imperial Star Destroyer. Immediately, a fucking stormtroopers and shit started charging towards Gru and Drew, screaming, "Freeze!" "Did somebody say freeze?" said a voice behind them as Mr. fucking Freeze from Batman appeared to some loud opera music that sounded like a fucking Krug remix of Mozart's Requiem before Darth Vader showed up and impaled Mr. Freeze through the chest, killing him instantly. "The fuck is this shit?" said Vader loudly. "Get this fucking bat shit off my fucking Star Destroyer," he said, and so the stormtroopers threw Mr. Freeze's body out of the window just like JFK. What was with all the cursing in this movie? And why Darth Vader of all characters?
As you can see, Vader began, these are my loyal minions. Where the fuck are your minions, motherfuckers?
He screamed at Gru and Drew. So Gru then performed another summoning spell and summoned all of his weird ass yellow minions.
Oh man, what the fuck?
Yelled Vader.
You actually have minions and shit?
Gru then managed to summon another Infinity Stone, which meant that he only needed one more to recomplete his gauntlet.
Minions, attack!
Yelled Gru, and the minions began killing stormtroopers and shit.
Where can I find more Infinity Stones?
Screamed Drew, to which Vader replied,
Infinity Stones? What the fuck? That's the Marvel Universe, dumbass!
Suddenly... Are you fucking kidding me? Suddenly a massive version of Mickey fucking Mouse ripped the roof off the Star Destroyer and said,
Technically, it's the Disney Universe. Disney owns everything, bitch!
Mickey screamed as he began to wipe his ass with a fucking Bill of Rights. Then, Emperor fucking Palpatine launched out of fucking nowhere and screamed, The Sith still breathe! And he proceeded to try and attack Mickey. Gru and Drew immediately got the fuck out of there and jumped through the portal and then went straight to the Mario Brothers universe.
Oh great, where the fuck are we now?
Yelled Drew, because there were Goombas and Koopas and shit everywhere. Suddenly, Mario appeared, but he looked drunk as fuck.
Every copy of Mario 3D All-Stars is personalized,
he said. What?
What are you talking about?
Said Drew. But Gru grabbed Mario and smacked his fucking head into the nearest block, which caused an Infinity Stone to come flying out.
Yes! Finally! The 6 Infinity Stones!
Gru screamed as he placed the last stone into his gauntlet.
Now we can kill the Cat in the Hat!
Yes, brother, shrieked Drew.
Let us destroy that cat asshole once and for all. What the fuck, brother?
Asked Gru, and Drew had to explain that destroy that cat asshole meant killing the Cat in the Hat, not, the other form of destroying his asshole. So Gru and Drew went through the fucking portal again. Seriously, at least a solid eighth of this movie was just watching Gru and Drew jump through fucking portals, and went to go find the Cat in the Hat. Finding the Cat in the Hat turned out to be pretty damn easy, considering he was literally using the Infinity Gauntlet to turn the entire planet into a fucking shrine to the Lorax.
Cat!
Gru screamed.
What the fuck are you doing?
The Cat in the Hat stared at Gru with a cold, icy stare.
I am resurrecting the Master!
Said the Cat in the Hat as the fucking Lorax appeared standing 900 feet tall.
Not this shit again,
yelled Gru as he used his Infinity Gauntlet to destroy the Lorax.
Wait, what the fuck?
Said the Cat in the Hat.
How do you have the Infinity Stones? I have the Infinity Stones!
So Gru destroyed the Cat in the Hat's gauntlet, finally closed the portal to hell, and killed the Cat in the Hat once and for all, using the Infinity Gauntlet to make everything go back to normal again. Then he died. I shit you not, Gru fucking died. Well, damn, I wasn't expecting that. I guess that's why they called the movie The Shocking Fate of Gru. Basically, the fucking stones were too powerful for Gru to keep using them without damaging his body. And killing the Cat in the Hat and the Lorax drained the last of Gru's fucking power and caused him to fucking croak.
Gru!
Drew screamed. Drew then grabbed the gauntlet himself, reopened the portal to hell, and pulled Gru's fucking ghost back into his body.
What the fuck, Drew?
Yelled Gru.
I just closed that portal! But brother!
Yelled Drew.
You were dead! I had it under control!
Yelled Gru. How the fuck did Gru have it under control? He literally fucking killed himself by accident. Honestly, having Drew bring Gru back to life was kind of a cheesy storytelling. Gru's death scene was more of a cheap fucking gag now. It would have been more interesting if he just fucking stayed dead, but I guess this was still a kid's movie after all. A kid's movie with about 400 uses of the F word, but you know, the times are changing. Seriously though, what the fuck was this movie? Suddenly, Mysterio appeared behind Gru. Had your fun, jackass? Mysterio said as he pulled out a gun and pressed it to the back of Gru's head. Suddenly, Gru waved his hands and 2 more portals appeared. Out of the portals came... Okay, seriously, what the fuck? Out of the portals came Lego Batman and Shrek. Yes, that's right. The fucking Lego version of Batman, and other than fucking Shrek himself. They started beating the shit out of Mysterio and then vanished. The police then arrived and arrested Mysterio, who started playing Fuck the Police by NWA over the fucking police department radio, which really pissed off the fucking cops. Gru and Drew then went home, followed by all the fucking minions. Dramatic ass credits began to roll as what sounded like a 12-year-old kid screaming a terrible cover of Elton John's Rocket Man began to play. The movie then just shut off. The disc literally fucking fried itself. Smoke and shit started coming out of my Blu-ray player as I pulled the fucking burnt disc out. I never was able to repair that disc or extract the contents in any way. The Shocking Fate of Gru now exists only in my memories. And maybe in yours too. After all, maybe you created this movie. Who really knows? I went to Best Buy in a day like any other to pick up Ted vs. Flash Gordon, the ultimate collection on Blu-ray. When I walked into the store, the employee at the door muttered a crisp, "Fuck you," to which I retaliate by flip kicking him into the fucking cash register, blasting the fucking thing open, and causing money and shit to go flying everywhere across the store. Security came and tried to arrest me, but I knocked them out with fucking flat screen TV. Incapacitated some fat ass who tried to stop me. Backflipped over 3 shelves. Brought the security monitor crashing down onto another security guy's head. Bowled over several displays. Smashed the PS5. And then calmly walked to the counter and pay for my movie like a good citizen. On the way home, the fucking cops tried to chase me, but I threw a fucking flashbang grenade onto the road, causing a 6-car pileup and stopping those fucking cops right in their fucking tracks. I'm a veteran, by the way. Don't fuck with a fucking vets, jackass. When I finally got home to watch my fucking movie, it didn't even have Tab 1, Tab 2, and Flash Gordon inside. Instead, someone had crammed fucking Despicable Me, Despicable Me 2, and some fucking bozo ass special feature, or some knockoff shit called Despicable Me Gruicide in there. I considered going back to Best Buy to light the entire fucking place on fire, but the cops are already looking for me, so I figured I'd just stay at home and watch whatever the fuck Gruicide was, because it sounded like it might have some good old-fashioned American action. The movie opened on some fucking Chinese dancer for like 2 seconds before everything went back and the Illumination logo appeared on screen. Some fucking angry man screamed, "Illumination?" as half the letters in the logo fell off, and it just fucking read, Yamato. We see a minion getting hit by a fucking car like Brian from Family Guy. Then the Despicable Me logo appeared. We open on Gru fucking wiping his windshield with one of his minions. The minion fucking loses control of his bowels and shits down the front of the fucking Grumobile. Ah, come on, Dave! Gru fucking bellowed with the force of a raging bull. Gru smashed the minion into the windshield so fucking hard he exploded in a bloody mess. Gru then whipped out a fucking enormous firehouse and blasted the Grumobile with such a forceful gust of water that it went sailing straight through his neighbor's fucking house and into their pool, destroying literally everything. Gru then walked into his house. His brother Drew was on the couch watching the 2017 movie Among Us. Gru fucking ripped his TV out of the wall and smashed it all over the floor. Gru sighed. Brother, stop smashing the TV. Remember what the doctor said about your anger management. Gru said as he pressed a fucking button that made a brand new TV come out of the wall so he can continue watching the 2017 horror film Among Us. Fuck the doctor! Gru screamed. Damn, there was swearing in this movie. That was unexpected. But brother, you must listen to him. Your blood pressure is too high, said Drew. You want to see a high fucking blood pressure, brother? Gru screamed as he dumped a fucking barrel of salt in his mouth, smashed a bag of sugar down his fucking throat, and started smoking a fucking cigarette. Gru then whipped out a fucking blood pressure checking device and stabbed it in his fucking nose, causing it to read, "Literally gonna fucking die," before Gru hit a fat fucking dab, and I shit you not, fucking died. What a fucking Chad, honestly. Straight up died just to stick it out to his fucking doctor. Drew then sighed, opened the door to his closet, whipped out the fucking Infinity Gauntlet from Marvel, and fucking reversed time to resurrect Gru. Brother, you got to stop doing that shit, said Drew. But you got to admit, brother, that one was really fucking cool, with the salt and shit, said Gru proudly. This interaction gave off the vibe that Gru had fucking killed himself for show before, perhaps even frequently. Yes, brother, it was immediately some pretty cool shit, said Drew. Can we do it again? Screamed Gru. No, brother, we are not fucking doing it again. I don't like watching you die, yelled Drew. Okay, said Gru as he sat down on the couch with Drew to continue watching the 2017 movie Among Us. Brother, did you know that if you ask for a refill on your fries at McDonald's, they will give you more fries, said Gru. Really, brother? Said Drew. We must do this immediately. The movie immediately cut to Gru and Drew fucking gorging themselves on McDonald's fries as Kanye West's Celebration played in the background. At one point, Gru leapt over the fucking counter and started shoving fries directly in his mouth, which pissed off the fucking staff who tried to stop him. Gru fucking knocked out the entire staff with some kick-ass kung fu shit, then proceeded to fucking slam the manager's face into that fucking chicken boiling water before giving every single burger and fry in the store for free. Gru and Drew then fucking blew down the doors and walked out in slow motion as Gru pressed a button and the entire fucking McDonald's exploded in the background. The cops then appeared to try and arrest Gru and Drew, but the Gru brothers leapt over the police cars like fucking John Wick and gunned down the fucking cops in a bloody shootout. This was not some pussy ass kids movie. This is what Despicable Me should have always been. Pure fucking American violence. The police then brought in choppers and shit to try and stop Gru and Drew, but Gru shot a fucking hook onto one of the copters, attached to the nearest police car, and started driving the fucking car straight through the wreckage of McDonald's, pulling the fucking chopper down and causing a massive fucking explosion. As Drew whipped out a rocket launcher and took out the other helicopter. People started evacuating the fucking area as the fucking military appeared and started bringing tanks and shit into the vicinity. Fuck, brothers! Tanks! Drew screamed as Gru remote-controlled the Grumobile to crash through the tanks, tearing them like fucking paper. Gru and Drew got into the Grumobile and fucking annihilated the military. This is getting out of hand, brother! Drew screamed, but Gru didn't seem to give a shit. Gru fucking rammed the Grumobile straight through the fucking Bed Bath and Beyond, spraying lotion and shit everywhere. More fucking tanks came bursting into the store and started shooting at Gru, causing people to run out the store screaming. Stop fucking shooting! Gru screeched at the military. I am the good guy here. I just wanted to give everyone free fries. You blew up a fucking McDonald's. Someone screamed back at Gru, to which he responded by blowing them the fuck up. Would you like some free fucking fries?
Gru said as he held out several containers of McDonald's fries. The crazy motherfucker was genuinely trying to give people fucking fries, and he was fighting the law and the government to do it. Was Gru some kind of anti-establishment hero? Suddenly, massive fucking portals and extremely science fiction-y looking UFOs came flying out.
Oh shit! Is this the shit they have in Area 51?
Gru fucking screamed. When I looked closer, however, I realized the UFOs were being piloted by other Grus. One of the Grus had a mohawk, another had a mustache, and yet another had a Slendrina mask hanging out of his nose on a string. What the fuck? Clones! Gru screamed as he tried to shoot at the other Grus. Gru's weaponry didn't seem to affect the UFOs, however, and they sucked Gru and Drew into a massive portal. Suddenly, Gru and Drew wound up in what looked like a massive hotel that was fucking floating through outer space for some random ass reason. Oh shit, brother! We're in space! Shrieked Drew. Calm down, Drew, said Gru. Just use the Infinity Gauntlet and get us out of here. Drew tried to use the Infinity Gauntlet, but it was gone. Brother, I can't find the Infinity Gauntlet, yelled Drew. Gru then looked directly into the screen like he was fucking looking at me and muttered, "Hook," in an uncharacteristically low voice. Suddenly, a door opened and like 6 different fucking versions of Gru and Drew appeared. Who the fuck are you guys? Asked Drew. We are the Gru Variance Authority, said one of the other Grus. You are both under arrest for crimes against the multiverse and the sacred Gru timeline. One of the yet other Grus, or maybe it was an alternate Drew, I couldn't really fucking tell, began to explain how our universe's Gru and Drew had disrupted the proper flow of time by traveling across the multiverse, assembling the Infinity Gauntlet, killing the Cat in the Hat twice, I may add, and fucking disrupting some disturbed alternate Toy Story universe, among other things that were so fucking weird I'm not even gonna try and explain them. When the fuck did Gru and Drew go and do all that shit? I don't remember any of that from the previous movies. Then again, I did fall asleep during Despicable Me too. This whole movie felt like a massive fucking lawsuit just waiting to happen. Illumination didn't own the rights to the Cat in the Hat or Toy Story, the Infinity Gauntlet, or McDonald's, or any of that shit. Alternate Gru, Drew, whoever the fuck, let's just call him Weird Gru, went on to explain that normal Gru and Drew's attack on the fucking United States military was the last fucking straw, and now the Gru Variance Authority had captured them to stop them from doing any more damage. You two can't just do whatever the fuck you want all the time! Weird Gru shrieked at normal Gru and Drew. You're a sorry excuse for a Gru, yelled normal Gru, which is what I'm going to be calling the main one, you know. Our Gru, if you will. A real Gru does whatever the fuck he wants. You and all the rest of your bullshit Grus are just slaves to the Gru Variance Authority. Weird Gru then whipped out a fucking energy rod or some shit and said, That's enough fucking talking out of you. You'll be pruned now. Weird Gru and his other Grus then touched normal Gru and Drew with their weird energy rod things, causing them to evaporate. Gru and Drew then wake up in some fucking wasteland. Big motherfucking text appeared on screen that said, Current location, the end of time. This place looks like shit. Where the fuck are we? Detroit? Yelled Drew. We are not in Detroit, brother, screamed Gru. We are stranded at the end of time. Suddenly, Gru's pupil shrank. Brother, there's a rubber band in my ass, said Gru. There's a rock band in your ass, said Drew. That's a bit crude enthusiasm, brother. You can just say you have noisy thoughts. No, brother, a rubber band! We need to get it out! Screamed Gru. Oh shit, brother, pull down your pants! Horrled Drew. Gru left with no real other choice, yanked his fucking pants down as the heavy metal cover of the song All Eyes on Me from Bo Burnham's Inside began to play, except the lyric, Get your fucking hands up, was replaced with, Pull your fucking pants down. Get it out, brother! Gru shrieked as Drew stuck a fucking pair of pliers into Gru's ass to pull out the rubber band. It's going deeper, brother, screamed Drew. What the fuck?
Gru barked. Gru then jammed a fucking bottle of laxatives down Gru's throat, and Gru shit the fucking rubber band out all over the ground. Well, at least that's over, said Gru as he pulled out a roll of toilet paper out of literally fucking nowhere and began to wiping his ass. Now, as I was saying, we are stranded at the end of time. Stranded at the end of time, huh? Said a voice behind them. Gru and Drew turned around to face... the fuck? Gru and Drew turned around to face He-Man. What the fuck? He-Man! Yelled Gru and Drew at the exact same time. Actually, I'm kind of going by Dayman these days. That's why these motherfuckers threw me in here. I guess they couldn't get with the times. They said I'm not supposed to call myself Dayman. Not good for the brand, I guess. You'd be amazed at what other kind of rejects we have in here, said He-Man. Or was it Dayman now? At that moment, LeBron fucking James walked by, loudly muttered, "Fuck Space Jam 2. Deflatedly kicked his fucking basketball and missed. Bugs Bunny then appeared, but instead of saying, "Hey, what's up, Doc?" he had the voice of fucking Scarface, and his catchphrase was, "Hey, fuck you, bitch!" He was accompanied by some brown Daffy Duck fairy named Shitty Dick, who kept loudly making realistic duck noises and bugging his fucking eyes out of his head. "This place sucks ass," yelled Gru. "What's this I hear about sucking ass?" said a booming voice behind Gru and Drew as they came face to face with a fucking frat bro muscular version of George Are you fucking serious? Really? 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 A fucking muscular frat bro version of George fucking Washington. He looked like the version from the Netflix film America the Motion Picture. "Brothers, if sucking ass is what we have to do to preserve American motherfucking freedom, then sign me the motherfucking fucking fuck up!" yelled Washington as he fucking backflipped into the air and landed with the force of a fucking bulldozer. I guess Gru and Drew were stuck in limbo along with alternate versions of famous characters and people who didn't turn out the way they were supposed to. "This is a fucking shit show, brother. We need to get out of here immediately," yelled Drew. "But how, brother?" said Gru. "Guys, what's my catchphrase?" Dayman asked. "Not now, dude. Nobody's gonna jack off your fucking ego," said Washington. "No, seriously, I can't fucking remember my catchphrase," said Dayman. "Oh, for fuck's sake, it is I have the power," said Gru. "Oh shit, yeah, that's it," yelled Dayman. "I have the power." Dayman fucking screeched as a massive fucking lightning bolt tore through the fucking sky, tearing open some kind of rift in the air. "Good shit, Dayman," said Drew. You know what? Just call me He-Man for now. It's better for the brand. I don't think the viewers at home are quite ready for Dayman just yet," said, He-Man. "No, let's get the fuck out of here! Those bastards try to take away my memories of my dope-ass catchphrase, and now they're gonna fucking pay." "Fuck yeah, dude. Let's fucking go, dude. Alright, dudes. We gotta get the fuck out of this bitch, dude," yelled George Washington as he ejected fucking rockets from his pants and started blasting through the rift. A second later, he came back through. "Shit! I almost forgot about you swaggin' ass dude bros. Jump on my back for freedom and shit, yo." So everyone jumped into Washington's impossibly massive fucking back and they blasted off. "Freedom, motherfucker!" he screamed. A big fucking eagle made out of fucking fire fucking fucked the fucking sky and everything fucking exploded. When it came out of the portal, He-Man fucking lurched over and vomited fucking rainbows everywhere. "I knew they used expired fish in my fucking Pokeball. Never eating that fucking shithole again. Chinatown and Vancouver is a fucking joke," He-Man said. "Dude, the fuck are you talking about? Pokeballs are Japanese, dipshit," yelled Washington. "Who the fuck eats Japanese food anyway? I'll eat American, bitch. Buffalo wings every day of the week, motherfucker. We deep fry everything. I'll deep fry a motherfucking Oreo in the name of freedom, bitch. Maybe you'll like your fucking Pokeball better is deep fried and supersized. Welcome to America, motherfucker. What the fuck was this movie? Seriously, why was I watching George fucking Washington swearing at He-Man about food that didn't even exist in his time? And why was I in a fucking Despicable Me movie? Suddenly a fucking Cowboy Gru appeared. Yay fucking ha, bitches! Screamed Cowboy Gru. Who the fuck are you, bitch? Screamed Washington. I'm going to liberate your fucking head from your shoulders, motherfucker! Washington whipped out a massive fucking chainsaw and attempted to slice Cowboy Gru's head off, but Cowboy Gru pulled out a fucking whip and yanked the chainsaw out of Washington's hands. Shit, brother, we have to do something, yelled Drew to Normal Gru. Normal Gru then fucking vomited a freeze grenade in his hand and threw it at Cowboy Gru. I always keep a spare grenade in my intestines, Normal Gru said proudly as he fucking shattered Cowboy Gru in half. Can you motherfuckers stop throwing shit up? Yelled Washington, to which He-Man responded by smacking him in the back of the fucking head with a massive sword and knocking him the fuck out. What the fuck? He-Man! Gru yelled. He-Man then started fucking Fortnite dancing over Washington's unconscious body. Guess he didn't have the fucking power to make him the beautiful my fucking ass. I've got the power. I've got the power. I've got the power. I've got the— Shut the fuck up! Screamed Washington as he woke up and fucking smacked He-Man in the fucking face. Where the fuck are we anyway? We're in the Gru Variance Authority, said Gru, and we need to burn this shit to the fucking ground! Suddenly, Porky fucking Pig came smashing through the fucking wall in his rapper outfit from Space Jam 2. This was the second fucking Space Jam 2 reference in this bitch-ass movie. What was with this shit? Oh fuck! It's the notorious B.I.J! Yelled He-Man as Porky Pig whipped out a fucking boombox and began a rap. The rap was literally just a fucking MP3 of the notorious B.I.J. song. It wasn't even in Porky's voice. He was just rapping a fucking regular track. I witnessed Porky Pig sing the fucking N-word so many times I was legitimately ready to get my 9mm out of the cabinet and fucking end it all before He-Man fucking dropkicked Porky Pig, took the mic and began to sing his own rap. Motherfuckers, let's go! It's He-Man, yo! I stopped this big bitch down like his name was Skeletor. You best warn him, brother, that I'm fucking coming for WB, cause Space Jam 2 was a fucking catastrophe. Damn, bitch, you call this shit a movie? It makes me wanna blow my brains out with a fucking Uzi. Yeah, that's right, He-Man. I'm the next Kid Cudi, with bars so hard Eminem's about to sue me. Make Tupac wanna come out of the grave to shoot me. So he don't get dethroned by the greatest fucker ever, me. I'm always on my A game, dropping rhymes in a pinch. I have the power to fuck your bitch. The boombox then fucking exploded from the strength of He-Man's bars, incinerating Porky Pig and turning him into fresh motherfucking bacon. Just then, 3 more fucking alternate Grus appeared. Cop Gru, Army Gru, and Jewish Gru. You are under arrest, yelled Cop Gru. Or should I say, Gru are! You can't arrest freedom, motherfucker! Screamed Washington as he fucking leapt into the air at Cop Gru, but it was too late. Cop Gru and Army Gru whipped out their fucking guns and shot Washington 700 fucking times in the chest. Freedom, motherfucker, said Washington, and then he died, activating the fucking bomb in his chest and killing Cop Gru, Army Gru, and Jewish Gru. Suddenly fucking tasks began to play out of nowhere to honor Washington's death, as everyone bowed their heads and a massive eagle flew overhead. Look, brother, Drew yelled as he pointed out a massive hole in the wall created by the explosion. Gru, Drew, and He-Man crept through the hole into what appeared to be a secret office hidden away from the rest of the organization. In the center of the room, someone was sitting in a chair. What a shame your friend had to die, said a mysterious voice. He could have just stayed at the end of time, which is more than enough for a fan like him. But he had to be a rebel, just like the 3 of you. I knew you'd make it difficult, but this is far beyond anything I expected. Who the fuck are you? Screamed Gru. The figure in the chair stood up and revealed himself to be none other than Peter Pan. He was wearing a yellow outfit instead of a green one, but other than that, he was definitely Peter Pan. My name isn't Peter Pan anymore. It's Peter Piss, and I'm pissed off! I'm a variant just like everyone else here. The first variant, in fact. I was just like Peter Pan, except for one little thing. I had anger issues. The movie abruptly froze and Batman the Brave and the Bold episode started playing with the title Curtains for the Music Meister, but it was incredibly low-res footage of the Music Meister fucking shitting onion rings on the toilet in some disgusting crack house bathroom until his fucking spine and skull came shitting out too. Ah! Music Meister fucking screamed as his entire nervous system burst out of his ass. Yo, the fuck did this have to do with anything? The movie then cut back to the actual story. As I was saying, Peter Piss continued, I have anger issues. The movie then fucking froze again. The Music Meister then appeared again on screen, sang, and vanished into a cloud of smoke before a fucking CNN broadcast from 2006 began to play. What was with the fucking interruptions? This was like the most important part of the entire movie. I almost lost it when the moodage changed to Dr. fucking Doom ripping his face off and putting it on a pizza as some awful fucking Bruno Mars impersonator sang in the background. We then see several severed human asses coming out of a fucking water slide as an extremely loud voice screamed, "Buy one, get one free." Someone then yelled, "Fuck Billie Eilish," as the footage changed to a fucking Billie Eilish mannequin being hurled off a fucking cliff and smacking some rock climber in the fucking face. We then see Elon Musk, in a Burger King bathroom as he made the same fucking quote marijuana face that he made on the Joe Rogan podcast. "Time to send this to the fucking moon," he yelled as he unleashed a fucking Jurassic amount of anyway, straight through the fucking roof. How did someone have this fucking footage? What the fuck was this shit? The next scene disturbed me greatly. We see Sonic the fucking Hedgehog shitting in a public bathroom and loudly moaning, "Yeah, gotta go fast," before he decided to get off the toilet and fucking shit in the urinal instead. The fucking pool of piss in the urinal grew eyes and a fucking mouth and began to scream, "Death to the invader!" referring to the shit that was now entering. Sonic fucking screamed and ran out of the bathroom at super speed, leaving a trail of Sonic shit all over the walls and floor. A big fucking letter U with dots over it then crashed into everything, causing a massive fucking explosion. Woody from Toy Story crawled out of the wreckage and said, "Finally, a brand new you," before everything cut out and the movie finally returned to Despicable Me. "As I was saying, motherfuckers," continued Peter Piss, "Disney fucking scrapped me because I was too aggressive. So now I'm scrapping all of you. This isn't just the Gru Variance Authority, it's the Everyone Variance Authority. Everyone who deviates from their intended character will suffer like I did. If I can't have my freedom, then no one can. All I wanted to be was Peter Pan, but now I'm stuck as forever as Peter fucking Piss. Once I've finally gathered enough variants, they'll have no choice but to help me destroy the main timeline. Peter Pan will be eliminated, and I'll finally have what I deserve." At this point, He-Man yelled, "Damn, dude, don't you have the power to shut the fuck up?" Peter Piss started levitating in the air and summoning an army of variant Grus to help him. "Alright, brother," yelled Gru to Drew. "We must do something we never thought was possible. We must kill hundreds of us. It's not suicide, brother. It's Gruicide." Gru and Drew then started brutally fucking slaughtering the Gru variants. Gru spiked one's head on a fucking pike and then threw it in a crowd of others, yelling, "Who wants to play Gru ball?" before the head fucking exploded, killing several Gru variants. Drew started lining up the place with tripwires that immediately caught Gru variants, ripping their legs off and killing them instantly, while He-Man brutally struck them down with his sword. Gru then whipped out a heavy machine gun, gunned down a few ornament Grus, and started shooting at Peter Piss.
I am the one true Gru. You cannot stop me, Peter Piss. No one can fucking stop Gru.
Gru screamed. Peter Piss started shooting fucking magic bursts of, you guessed it, piss at Gru. But Gru whipped out an anti-piss gun and blasted a torrent of counter piss at Peter. He-Man then leapt on a fucking table and screamed, I have the murder fucking power! Grabbed Peter Piss and summoned a massive fucking ray of powerful energy.
Damn you, He-Man!
Screamed Peter Piss. It's they man now, bitch! Fuck the brand! Screamed He-Man or they man as the massive fucking energy blast disintegrated them both. The movie then panned to a few weeks later. We see Gru and Drew back on Earth holding a hero's funeral for they man in Washington. Suddenly, we hear a voice behind them. Do you motherfuckers have any idea what you've done? Said none other than Mickey Mouse. What the fuck? Mickey Mouse? Said Drew. Why are you here? Said Gru. Mickey sighed. Peter Pan never knew this, but Disney allowed him to exist because he kept the other varied timelines in check. Now that he's gone, and you've destroyed his organization, every possible timeline in the multiverse has just been unleashed. You have no idea what you've done, huh? Mickey then vanished into a cloud of fucking smoke. What the fuck was that shit? Gru fucking screamed as the movie abruptly ended and the credits began to roll to the sound of a fat guy taking a shit. The end. Or was it? Thank you guys so much for watching. And if you liked this video, please like and subscribe. Because honestly, I can't appreciate it anymore. Put on the post notifications so you'll be notified for every time I upload. And with that, it's over. It's finally over. As sad as it is, I can't believe it that this whole saga or whatever is gonna finally be over. And I don't know, I kind of feel great about myself because I feel like I've worked on something and I finished it now. So like, it's like a massive kind of like side project that was it kind of feels like to me as a side project rather than the Let's Plays. It's just like a side thing, and I fully finished it. Like the whole series is complete. By the way, if you want to save these videos, because in a year's time or so these videos will be taken down, not completely privated, just unlisted. So by the time this is recording, I think in my Discord server, you won't be able to attain the CREEPYPASTA fan role, which allows you to see the CREEPYPASTA videos. So the people that did get that role when they still could, congratulations. You are probably going to be like the only people that can access these videos normally, like in a year's time or so. And if you didn't have the chance to get this role, or didn't join the Discord, or you don't have Discord, or whatever your excuse is, you can probably save this video in a playlist, and in a year's time when this video gets unlisted, you'll be able to access it. So get it saved, because I don't want to keep this on my channel for long. I think once this video gets 1 year old, I'm going to unlist it, if I remember. If I don't remember, I guess you're stuck with these videos as public as ever. So I'm hoping you guys enjoyed this series. And I think we're going to just stick with the Let's Plays. I might get a new genre of videos out. I don't know, maybe. Like, I only uploaded the creepypastas as a joke and it just kind of stuck. So maybe I start experimenting again. Who knows? And maybe I find something else to move on, you know, compared to the creepypastas. I know I started non-commentaries on my second channel. Thank you all so much. Thank you for 500 subscribers as well. This video was made as a 500 subscriber special because when I was recording it, I kind of estimated by the time this video will come out, I would have 500 subscribers by now. Thank you all, because I am so grateful for 500. I never thought I would get 100 subscribers, let alone 500. I'm so happy that people enjoy the crap I like shit out. I want to keep improving at the stuff I do, and I want to like make stuff that's better than ever. And I want to keep improving and listen to what you guys have to say. Don't try and convince me to do any more creepypastas. I only kind of wanted to do the chimichanger ones since the very beginning. I didn't really have an interest in the other ones, considering they were just kind of random. There was like no consistency in the other ones by whoever, whenever. But the chimichanger ones were the ones I always wanted to do, and the only ones I wanted to do. So now I've done them all, and yeah, it's finally over. So again, thank you all for sticking around in this bizarre, I'm not gonna say incredible, it was just bizarre adventure. And with that being said, I hope you guys stick around for the Let's Plays. You might, if you're interested, I do Let's Plays of various games ranging from Baldi's Basics, Granny, Slendrina, and other indie horror games. And with that being said, I will see you guys in next week's video.